Hello everyone, thanks for joining us here on Horizon. I'm Courtney May filling in for Rob McClendon this week. If you mention video games, many of us flash back to childhood memories in our parents' basement or time spent at the arcade. The first video games were created in the 1950s for scientific research, yet by the 80s, Pac-Man and Donkey Kong were taking children's quarters in arcades around the world. But don't be fooled by the young face of these early adopters. This industry is anything but child's play.
Detroit.
This is the trailer for Detroit, Become Human.
The world's forge.
No, not a movie, a video game.
The place where it all started.
The line between Hollywood blockbuster and console video game is now razor thin. But the growth of video games is not simply aesthetic. The money is massive too. According to industry market analyst Newzoo, the global gaming market was predicted to reach a value of $99.6 billion in 2016, with $23.5 billion of that here in the United States. And while consoles like the Xbox and PlayStation are still important, mobile gaming is reshaping the industry, making it less about young men. A Pew Research study found that about 50% of women play video games. And while gaming is enjoyed by younger people in greater numbers, 60% of those aged 30 to 49 play, and even 23% of those over 65. Those numbers create opportunity for students like Aaron Peterson.
It's really interesting how there's so many different kinds of video games and there's so many different kinds of people that play video games, and I think it's just really interesting that everyone can come together and bond over something.
Peterson and her classmates at Eastern Oklahoma County Technology Center are enrolled in a 3D animation and game design course.
Where we're using game development to teach computer science skills, so things like programming and also the 3D fundamentals they would need in order to be employed.
Travis Tracy is the instructor for this hands-on class where students work in teams to build video games.
So right now we're shooting for about 5 to 10 minutes of gameplay, so it's not going to be a real robust game, but it will be something that will be playable. Usually there's one person that's doing most of the programming, and usually we have a couple of people doing most of the 3D assets that are going to go into the game. Maybe somebody doing user interface stuff and some of the design work. So it's spread out across 4 members, but I think one of the cool things about the program is that none of them are doing the exact same thing.
Basically, we make our own work. Like, we write down everything that we need for the game and how long it's going to take to get everything done, and we do everything basically by ourselves.
Right now we're about like a month in, and I don't think we even have a minute yet, and it's all about kind of collecting all of your resources and then just putting that together in the end.
Peyton Douthit was attracted to the artistic elements of game design.
I love, expressing myself through art. It could be writing, it could be drawing, but this is also a really great way. And, everybody has that dream of making something and, having that out in the world.
But this art is interactive. So if an element of the game doesn't work for the user, it cannot work for the designer. Just ask Ukrainian student Alex Nasanko.
For example, originally I used a plugin which give a really nice, awesome hologram effect, but it was really resource intense. Like, when I used it, my computer was lagging and I couldn't do stuff. So, like, okay, if I cannot do it, when player will play it, it will be impossible.
An important lesson learned in the business of game design.
If I challenge them with something, generally they'll step up to the plate and actually accomplish it. I don't think I have one student that whenever they walk in the door they've ever built a game on their own. So whenever they walk in the door and you challenge them with something like that, and they step up to it, I think it builds confidence and builds some character. It's a lot of hard work. I have a lot of students in here who will go home and work on their projects at home. I don't require that of them, but that's how dedicated they are.
All while giving these students skills that will translate broadly into the workforce, both in gaming.
A lot of these students could go out and get a job. And with the indie scene, with the independent games that we see coming out, games are coming out every day. And so I'm hoping that these students could jump on board with something like that.
And in other fields as well.
I'll look at the plugins so you wouldn't have to like model it from scratch.
It does do a lot for jobs outside of game development. You know, every company nowadays that wants to build something or wants to, create something, they need a 3D model for it. And so, they're always looking for people to do that.
This spring, the teams who create the best games will compete in the statewide Skills USA competition. Last year, one of Mr. Tracy's teams won state and qualified for nationals. Now, when we return, a look at how one group of Oklahoma gamers is giving back to the community.